making counterfeit copies.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm making copies of creatures and artifacts using Saheeli, the Sun's Brilliance. This is a 2-mana Izzet commander that for only 2 mana can make a temporary copy of any creature or artifact. It only lasts until end of turn, but a lot of you are going to look at this and think, huh, that's a Kiki-Jiki. And you'd be right, it's a Kiki-Jiki, but with tons and tons of artifacts. This is a really cool deck because it relies on an artifacts like over theme, but also gets you advantages for things that have enter the battlefield ability. Leave the battlefield ability, yeah, there's a leave the battlefield ability that's very relevant here, like Wormcoil Engine. And this is a deck that has a combo in it. Oh yeah, I put a combo in a deck. It's not that good of a combo, but it's still really sweet. Because Intruder Alarm, if you're not familiar with this card, is easily abused. Creatures don't untap the way they normally do. They instead untap when another creature enters the battlefield, which means that you can make a copy of a creature to untap your creature. And if the creature you are untapping happens to make 2 mana, Rapacious Dragon, that means that you can make infinite clones of them. Yeah, Saheeli plus Rapacious Dragon or Prosperous Pirates, which I don't have in this deck, and Intruder Alarm do go infinite, giving you infinite 3/3 flyers with haste that die at the next end step. Still, pretty sweet. Yeah, this is a very fun deck, and it takes advantage of a lot of the discounts and other artifact synergy cards that are in Arena, which there's actually quite a few of them. We even have some recursion like Goblin Engineer and Emery to bring back some artifacts from the graveyard, tutoring them there. And we have, I'll say some big, expensive artifacts, some of which get discounts, that are all really, really nice when you happen to mill them for damage off either Palantir of Orthanc or the combustible Gearhulk. When you have such high costs, it also means there's a lot of ramp in here, but artifacts are pretty good at ramping. Between treasures and just things that tap for mana, we can certainly ramp a lot in this deck. So we're going to take Saheeli into the queue, and we're going to make some counterfeit copies of our creatures and artifacts. Nicol Bolis, God, Pharaoh. Oh, hey, Immortal Sun. Really cool view to show up when our opponent is playing a Planeswalker as their commander. This could be a Grixis Control deck, or it could be Grixis Control with a little slice of crime on the side, which is how I like Nicol Bolis. In my head, anybody who ever uses the +1 ability of Nicol Bolis is doing it wrong. Because there's so much other fun stuff you can do when you just steal every single turn. That +2, that's the way to get into somebody's heart. Agent of Rafine tells me, oh, this could be crime because that's a crime card. I'm going to go for Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Get me a Gorblini. I love the Gorblini. I could steal the top card of my deck. This is such a wild card to me. It's 2 mana to get an entire just spell or card off the top of your opponent's deck. There's not things that are 2 mana tap, draw card. And this is just 2 mana tap, draw card off your opponent's deck, and it mana fixes for you. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Potentially hitting Nicol Bolis next turn. I think I could drop one of these islands, since I have 2. And maybe the Signet. I'll keep it just in case. Ooh, a Meaty Golem. I know I'm not going to get to Immortal Sun mana this turn. But I can Aether Channeler and bounce the Relic of Legends back into their hand. Or try to. Intruder Alarm means I can make copies for however much mana I have. Alright, they're stealing! They're up to 6 mana. Mightstone and Weakstone is what they stole. So that tells me my Mightstone and Weakstone is gone from my deck. They have rid me of it. And they can also use the mana from it for, like, Agent of Ravine. This flippies. I am going to cast the Immortal Sun! That's my boy! That's my son! So since I still have something that I, like, want to cast on their turn, this Voracious Great Shark, I am not going to play Defense Grid. This is more like, hey, we're up against Malcolm. Hey, we're up against Oops All Counterspells, Gretchen, whatever it is. Use our Defense Grid there. Get gritty witty. See if we draw ourselves a land, because we have some pretty sweet stuff we can do. All right. So since Meteor Golem is discounted by 1, thanks to the Immortal Sun, if this resolves, we can clone it. It did not resolve. Let's consider that a, lucky you. I'll attack with both of these jumps. And by the way, Intruder Alarm also works with the Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. In case you haven't been unlucky enough to deal with that before. In their end step, I'm planning on making a copy of the Goblini. But this way it also looks like, oh, maybe I have something else. Yes, Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. It can't copy legendaries. It can only copy creatures. But, like, if Saheeli's not available to me, like she isn't right now, she'd take me a few turns. I decide if I want to make the copy. It means they can't activate this turn, and I think that that's important enough. So I'll use up one of my treasure. Get myself a Goblini. Hello, I'm a Goblini. Oh, I'm a gone Goblini. Reflection doesn't have haste. Oh yeah, because it changes control. That's so weird. Want to hit you? I'll hit you eventually. They're criming hard. They are. Alright, so Saheeli on the battlefield. I want to use my commander for what she does. Cause problems. They're down to 10 life from our barrage of little dudes. Warzone Duplicator. They're going to make a copy of Saheeli. In response, I will crew. This leaves me open to them using, like, creature-based kill spells on us, but it gives me a blocker. Oh, they stole the duplicator. Oh, I love this. So this is what my Bolis deck is also trying to do, and it's copy the opponent's entire strategy. When it works, it's just so fun. Damage, destroying an artifact. 2 damage, destroying an artifact. Wash away. This can only counter artifacts and creature spells. Make some treasures off that. Gotta crew it to it. Swing in, blast the Saheeli. I can either play my Saheeli or I could hold up the shark. I want to hold up the shark. The Gorblin comes in. The Warzone Duplicator swings in. cracking open the Mind Stone. I'm gonna lose the mind over this one. The land. And they're stealing once again. Now, most of our deck is artifacts or creatures, so good chance that this might work. All right, Sir Ginger. Oh, I love her. She's so cute. But wait, there's more. A Tail's End, countering the counter ability. We crew, we swing. I'll blast that Agent of Rafine, who has successfully stolen much of my deck, for a lethal attack. And it goes through GG Wobbler and Nicol Bolas God Pharaoh. Dr. Dank is playing Wilson, Bear Comrade. This is the blue specialized version, which means you can either become the Majestic Bear, getting a big old stat buff, being a 5/5, and letting you get those +1/+1 reach, trample, and ward too. Or, in blue, an unblockable, the Subtle Bear. A very subtle bear with some graveyard stuff. It's like when you exile from your graveyard, gives another creature can't be blocked. Okay. He's very cute. Oh my gosh, S-Words! Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for subbing for 6 months. Oh, is this a Slippery Bogles deck? You have hexproof. This is a Slippery Bogles. Very slippery. Okay. I think I'll throw down Joyra so I can start cheating in artifacts. This Joyra can tap each turn, and when she does tap, she can put things into play. But it has to do with how many ingenuity counters are on here. So at first we can bring in something that costs 2, then something that costs 4, then something that costs 6 or less. And I'm going to do all this on my turn because it lets me play more stuff. I did not get more ramp. I want you. I'm gonna look to see if I get a land off the synthesizer. You're saying, Wilson, I'm sorry? Why are you saying I'm sorry to Wilson? Because I'm going to kill him? He does die to a lightning bolt, but... Oh no! They know I missed the land drop, so they put the Ornithopter on top. But, like, he has ward too. Ooh, Rhystic Study. That's a rude dude when you're behind on mana. I pay the 1. Joe, are you ready to do some work against this invisible stalker? I wonder how many other of the can't be blocked cards are in here. There's a blue-green werewolf, I think, that loots on hit and can't be blocked. It's a pretty cool design. Alright, there goes Wilson. Suspicious Stowaway. Let's gain some life. Hi, Wilson! Lands, who needs them? I need some. Word 2. Okay, so I can play Saheeli. I am not going to pay the 1. Decline. There's no green needed for the werewolf to cast it, Strizer, but look at the backside. It has a green color identity, so you can put it into this deck, but not most others. Alright, so Wilson is now specializing. You can respond to specialize with something like this. Sky Sovereign! Ward 2, I can pay the 2. The bear fails to specialize! And I have a boat. Shout out to Joyra for doing the work here. We also have a way to gain 3 life each turn and draw a card, off Saheeli copying the Circuit Mender. Oh, hey, Enigma Jewel! We were just talking about the Enigma Jewel. A lens! Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and use Joyra again. Immortal Sun, Immortal Fun. Discounts my spells. We're just going to go ahead and make a copy of the Circuit Mender. Hello, Circuit Mender. I love you very much. We're gonna use these other Circuit Mender to crew, since we have things that can't block anyway. And we will attack in for 10. Guess we could use this Aether Channeler instead of the Bolt, so we'll do that. This is one of the few enter the battlefield just straight up creatures we have in this deck, but I feel it works pretty well. I'm gonna bounce the Rhystic Study back into their hand because it's annoying. And because it's annoying is a good enough reason for me. So we're finally catching up. I have half as many lands as them. See? Yeah, Joyra, honestly, MVP this game. MVP. Absolute hero of the deck. Up against, the Sussy Bear. If I remember right, Wilson is supposed to be based on that very well-known copy pasta. It was like an old post about somebody who made a bear character who just has really, really high deception skills. And so it's just like, you pretend to be a human, roll deception. And Wilson, the bear comrade, is of course a human. And the one person who failed that role and sees him as the bear he is, well, that guy just looks crazy. Because everybody else knows that that's a human. Oh, and also, good game. Anim Pakal, Thousandth Moon. This is actually a good hand against this card if we had a blue mana. Because that would give us the Izzet Charm to take her down. Do I risk it and keep anyway? I don't think I can. So we're going to mulligan. This and this are not cards I really want for this matchup. This is specifically because for some reason, about a third of our games have been against Poq. So I've just been like trying to deal with all of the Poqs. There's a lot of them in the queue. A lot of people are playing Mythweaver Poq because he's a silly good card. Gonna crack open our Bloodstained Mire and grab a Shock Land. Again, untapped. They didn't play a turn 1 attacker, so at least they're not as fast. And Pakal triggers whenever a creature attacks, a non-gnome creature, and gives them more gnomes based on her number of +1/+1 counters, which is going to grow as she grows. Inti can put extra +1/+1 counters on her, as a great example. Okay, hey Inti. Auntie Inti. We trade with Inti here if they don't put a counter on Inti. They put a counter on Inti. Okay. And I also ordered that in a way that would make sense for it. Okay, Lightning Bolt is good. Lightning Bolt is good. I will Chromatic Lantern, and I'm just gonna... I could wait until they target it. Nah, just... She's dead. She's gone. Out of here. Deal 2 damage. But they're gonna deal a lot of damage to me because they are an aggro deck. Like, the most aggro of decks. Does your Inti grow? Ooh, they're growing Inti. They already played a land per turn. Lightning Bolt kills Saheeli. If you gnome, you gnome. Move my commander back to the command zone. I think going for Rapacious Dragon here is fine. And maybe we'll get lucky. We'll get our Intruder Alarm and stuff, too. How do I like Ravnica Remastered? It's fine. I opened some collector's booster box. I put the video up on YouTube. That was neat. Listen, they bolt, we bolt, everybody bolt. Aw, Aki Ronin. Dawn of a New Age. Going to draw them 3 cards over their turns. Place a Saheeli. Like, just 100% trying to get that combo a-rolling. Thought Monitor. Won't be able to play much off Synth. We're gonna keep getting beaten down by Inti. They had an odd move there. Are you a soldier? You're a human knight? I like you're a god from the Tyrite Sanctum. Deafening Clarion taking out those critters. Okay. Emery, you don't quite block enough, but we could put boots on the Emery and use it to replace something. That's not going to be enough. All right, Experimental Synthesizer. When do you flip? Beginning of upkeep. Sometimes you just have it. Sometimes you just get the one ring and it protects you brilliantly. Shout out to the one ring. Okay, I think we go for Emery over Saheeli since there's nothing here that's huge to copy. See what we mill. We're at 7 on you. Wouldn't be able to recast Thought Monitor. I can copy Surgical Metamorph to make a copy of the One Ring. I think I can actually juggle those, like, on the next turns, because they count as being cast. It's not cast from hand, right? If you cast it. Okay, we're getting boots on Saheeli purely to protect her. Now, if they have, like, a Bone Crusher Giant, rippy peppies. We're not going for any card draw. Not yet. As in Falconer. So Emery, by the way, is a horrendously good card. She's well known for her combos with, like, Paradox Engine, because she's very, very easy to combo with. I wonder if I should have tried to force the well flip. No, I think protecting Emery was the right move. And I think this will work. So, that happens. Use you to draw. Okay, I'm actually able to also use Foundry Inspector. We use Emery on this to make a Surgical Metamorph copy of the One Ring, which was cast. So, it enters the battlefield and gives me protection. I can have protection on all of my turns. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. You declare shenanigans? Well, guess what? If it works, it works. Yeah, and because of the legendary rule, I can just keep on recasting these. Protections versus gnomes. And we keep doing that. Great. Draw a card. Emery, bring back the actual One Ring. Recast it. It only costs 3 mana. Kill Unnamed Pakal again. I feel a little bad, like, but also this to me is kind of like a boogeyman of a deck. I think Poq is just such a strong aggro card that dealing with this deck sometimes takes stupid things. Emery Turbo Frog, baby! You think they have a Bone Crusher Giant in that deck? Ooh, that's a Cathar's Crusade! The One Ring and a copy of the One Ring. Nice Scrap Trawler. We're gonna bring that out. We grab our clone. Make our copy of the One Ring. It was cast. Because that left the graveyard, we can bring things back if there was something to bring back we don't currently have. I'm actually going to bop Skrelv here, too. So they can't give protection in the future. We have a Memory Lapse. You want them to have Bone Crusher Giant? There may only be a few counter spells in this deck, but use all you need. Yeah! Got there. Omnath, Locust of Rage. This is a landfall commander that makes elementals, and when elementals die, you get to bolt things. He does cost 7 mana, though, but there's going to be a lot of land and a lot of land fallen. I don't have red mana on my lands here, but I do have this Arcane Signet, which I'm going to lean heavily on if there's something that needs a heavy, hardy bolt. Behold! A Signet! Ooh, Courser of Crufix does not die to Lightning Bolt. Lets them play lands off the top of their deck, which is really good. I could use Prismari Command and Lightning Bolt, and I actually think that that is worth it because of how dangerous it is for them to be able to play all of these. So I am going to deal 2 damage and then deal 3 damage. Is it a lot? Yes. Is it worth it? It's a landfall deck. I don't want them to have lands. You think I've got the gravelly voice of a cardboard crack dealer? Hey kids, what do you think about these? Near mint condition. Edges, seamless. Orblin Engineer is fun. I could go for boots, but I have found that, like, my favorite just artifact in general is probably the Palantir of Orthanc. I'm gonna pop that into the graveyard. I mean, I did give magic cards to children at the local library. So yeah, you know, I'm hooking them early. One of my old coworkers, I also gave a big collection of cards to one of their kids. Kids still playing 5 years later. You know what that is? Dangerous. We're gonna grab the Rapacious Dragon here. I mean, I guess this is just more damage this turn, so I'll do this too. We're gonna grab the Orb. Pay a red and sacrifice a treasure. And now I have an Orb! Yippee, orbs! They're both cards I want. It's just a matter of which do I want more. I feel like Omnath is actually not that likely to come out this turn. but I want to make it so if I can potentially hit it, then I can. Okay, great. Guess just more rapacious dragon shenanigans. Sure, Sir Ginger, you can come out too. Oh. Drop the mirror. See if they're willing to put that portal into hand. That's 9 damage to face. Memory Lapse is another counterspell. Okay. You just need a couple well-timed counterspells in a deck like this. Just a couple well-timed counterspells. Not a lottle, just a little. Saheeli, keep floating that dragon. Swinging for lethal. Nice, easy way to win. Honestly, all thanks to the orb. Shout out to Palantir of Orthanc. It's a really good artifact. Kintorius, hand! Kintorius gets you a bit of damage and a little life whenever you cast a spell from exile. And he himself can cast spells from exile using the power of discovery. Also can spit out a 3/2 spirit every turn, which is pretty dang good. He's got an ultimate ability. I don't actually see people use that very often, so yes, it exists. Yeah, it exists. I'll play my Saheeli. We've got some sweet cards in hand, both artifacts and non-artifacts. Aether Channeler out here, ready to go boing with a bunch of cards. Swords to Plowshares on Saheeli. That's, you know what? That's fine. The Bag of Holding. Put a Plarg and Nasari in there. I'm going to bounce their Bag of Holding. Get rid of Plarg and Nasari forever! Also just to play on curve. Bag of Holding returns. You can tell that this person's been playing Arena for a while because they have the M20 version of Bag of Holding. This was downgraded to an uncommon in the later D&D sets. I'll name Artificer here. Ooh, or am I feeling Karn? I'm feeling Karn. They're looking for lands, by the way. I see them dropping these great cards, and they're still on these 3 planes. Kintorius, mono white. Yeah, Bag of Holding was like a cutesy, this is a D&D card before we had a D&D set. Was this about to get Lightning Helixed? Cola! Thank you for the 44-month resub.
44 months. That's like 44s.
I don't think that math checks out. No, it was a fateful absence. I feel like Defense Grid will do a little against them, but not a lot'll. Since neither of us are like super based on just tons of instants, I'll just hold it for now. Alright, so Saheeli's back on the battlefield. Able to copy Aether Channeler, or I guess, Construct. Construct attack do damage, good. Get to Ember Coiler, nice. Please don't just kill Saheeli again. I want to copy things. Demon Bolt. Okay, well, she's dead. Move my commander back to the command zone. Like, I could play her again. I do have an instant, this Cyclonic Rift, but I can cast that at sorcery speed. I'm just gonna use a defense grid, and this is actually to make this bigger. My construct's now dummy thick. Just look at that. It's a 5/5. If I make a copy of it, they'll each be 6/6s. That's a lethal threat right there. Well, I'm not going to be making any copies of it because Saheeli is once again dead, done, gone, and obliterated. Oh, and an apparition on... You can't hit this, but you could hit this. Or you, or you, or you. Poor punching bag Saheeli. I don't know if she's a kill-on-sight commander, but she, in certain circumstances, does definitely need to be taken out. I can bounce you. I guess I'll attack in, but I'm going to give myself some protection first. I'm going to thin my deck with my Flooded Strand. They dislike my commander. A Gorblini! Oh, how I love a Gorblini. Yes, I'm going to put a little artifact into my graveyard. I'm feeling... Orb. Okay, and then I'll attack. Canorus and Saheeli in the story are friends. They have professional curiosity shared between them. Orb. Oh no! They're playing Flip It or Rip It. And they ripped it. Don't bonk me, bro. I saw that. I saw that. I can't do anything super duper cheeky with that. Gonna get out Sky Sovereign. We're gonna bop it. It's not a treasure. Yeah, that's a clue. I'm gonna bring back Orb, sacrificing Defense Grid, because again, it's not really doing anything for either of us. Yes! Sure, I can even draw a card. I have Bounce, and I can have Orb. Let me draw. Nil at your own peril. Thank you. They're up 4 life. Watley and Saheeli are a couple. That's why Watley's our avatar. So they can hang out together. Okay, they're discovering and they found an Abrade. They could destroy Sky Sovereign. They could also kill my little Goblin Engineer. My sweet little Goblini. They gain some life. They kill the engineer. Listen, as an engineer, I think that was very, very rude of you. That would get me a 3-cost thing, which I could crew and attack you. Big bounce. Get me a 3/3. Use it to crew. And swing in for 6. And that's gonna be GG, Cantoria scanned. Mythweaver Poq, a very, very common card for us to match up against. Seriously, it's been a lot of our matches have been up against Poq. Poq is a pretty scary commander to face because he's great at refunding his mana cost because he can copy lands that enter the battlefield, making permanent copies that come in untapped too. Mythweaver Poq can trigger each turn, both yours and your opponent's, so he gets so much value so fast. With this hand, I kind of have the choice of, do I want to just ramp, or do I want to set something up for Saheeli? And I think on turn 2, I'll go for Saheeli. Turn 3, the mirror into this Might Stone and Weak Stone. This is just like a nice 2-drop. Is he broken? He's kind of really good. He's kind of great. And part of what makes him so good is that he's in the command zone. I feel that if this was a card that was just in the 99, not as much of a problem. Poq becomes just a great card, but there's many great cards. But this is frequently a 4 mana like 2020 that ramps you, refunds its command tax, and hasn't been rebalanced yet. I feel like if they just made him like a permanent 4/4, that'd be kind of cool. That hasn't happened, though. He's just slightly too big for me to kill using Mightstone and Weakstone. So we're going to give -5/-5 to the Tortoise instead. Take this turn to keep on ramping. These terramorphic expanses can be just kind of cracked open on different turns to get more copies of the lands that they fetch. Turn Timber Symbiosis. You see how I have 4 lands? And they have 7? Yes, well, they're casting a 7-cost thing. Hopefully I can do that soon, too. Oh, Tireless Tracker. That's going to get them landfall, make a clue. And those clues can be cracked for card draw. Even more lands. Bam. I'm going to use the Mightstone and Weakstone mana for Ever-Flowing Well. Notably, these are all legendary, so they can't easily be copied. Hello, Meteor Golem. Well, you know, you're not the only one who's been ramping. I'm going to take out the Tracker over Poq. I'll attack in with Saheeli. My plan here is going to be to try and just kill whatever they have and block with these clones of Meteor Golem. That's Cultivator Colossus. Tiger Rider saying, hell yeah, chainmail sweater. This, I don't know what's up with this sweater, but the way that it looks on camera is very chainmail-y. It's just like a nice knit sweater. It's so comfy. It's good. Now, you're enemy number 1 to destroy because you have trample, whereas Poq does not. I'm going all the way down the 4, though. I'm going to use up the Mightstone and Weakstone mana. One of these lands for the Thought Monitor. Okay, great. They traverse the Outlands. So I do want to kill the Colossus, but these are all going to get copied. This can only counter artifacts or creatures. Well, at least if they play another creature or artifact, I can counter it. Now I have 2, by the way, absolutely massive things I'm going to have to deal with. The Lair of the Hydra and the Poq. Because you see all this happening? Okay, so Surik and Goreclaw can't be countered because of the Delighted Halfling. It also gives other creatures trample. Well, I'll show them my shark, but unfortunately I'm dead. I don't have a way to counter this because they use the halfling on it. We're dead, baby, but I think it was a well-fought battle. A well-fought battle against Poq. Green Sleeves is playing the Royal Scions. They draw, they discard, or they give First Strike and Trample, and I think 2 additional power. They also come in with what I'm going to call an absurd amount of loyalty. The Royal Scions is a 3 mana, 5 loyalty with a +1, 2 different +1 ability. Like, listen. Watsy, I know y'all go crazy on Planeswalkers and Eldrake. This was also like Oko was in this set. They just made it so, like, you can never attack down a planeswalker. You just can't. Not enough. All right, so we're going to use Joyra's ability here to get out this cool rock. That's a cool rock. Yeah, play to you, Mir. I'm ramping. Starting a loyalty. Infinite. An arcane signet from them. Yes, this is it was kind of designed to be like a draw 2 commander with this ability. Okay, well, Joyra, I want discounts, so please cheat in. And I know I can do this on their turn. I want it now. Just getting ready with this I want to call it a channel ability. It's a discard to deal damage. I want Joyra to seem like the threat. She is good, but like once we run out of stuff for her to cheat into play, she's a lot less good. They have 3 mana up, and they did not play the Royal Scions. Karn, Scion of Urza, a counterspell maybe? I feel like this one compared to other Is-It commanders doesn't lean itself as well into counterspells. Ooh, okay, so it's either going to be a land or a land. I like getting a land, though, because it opens me up to, like, the Trumpeting Carnosaur. Okay, Relic Amulet takes out our discount giver. And Sir Ginger, I'm going to keep until they play Royal Scions, because she despises planeswalkers. After Garruk ate her beloved, she swore herself to vengeance. Sir Ginger, the meal ender. She's so cute, just look at her. I love her. What if they'll draw and discard? Boots. Sir Ginger gets haste. Doesn't need to be given haste. Ooh, but she can be countered. I'll play the boots, but I'm not equipping them. I kind of just want to make like a copy of the construct to attack the Royal Scions. It's a lot of damage. When do you think we'll see Garruk again? It has been a long time since we've seen Garruk. We saw him briefly in the story. He showed up in Strixhaven to drop off the kids. But I don't think we've seen him since. Like, that was just in the story, too. Ooh, look at you and your removal. Good draw 2 happening here. Going to plus on Karn, kind of expecting to get a land. I don't think they would give me the twin shot sniper. Ooh, they did. All right. Sniper, no sniping. No longer have a draw 2 payoff. Black Craig. Anchor of the Gods. I mean, it would kill the twin shot sniper. Feeling a Construct. And a dinosaur. The dinosaur is pretty cool. I like that Discover lets me put things in hand. Boots on a dinosaur. Dinosaur at the Scions. Twin shot sniper at base. Yeah, in Poetic Ingenuity, it's an enchantment. Saheeli is making filigree copies of dinosaurs, just like she is in here. And if we use our ability to make a copy of the Carnosaur, we're doing exactly that. How do you think the boots fit on this guy? Okay, so like, you see his little pinky claw? You just like put on the little edge of pinky claw, and it helps him go fast. No, I'm being rebuked! What are my hobbies outside of Magic? I like hiking and everything. I would say I'm a generalist. I like doing whatever. I could see how a lot of people would like to would struggle with that. I go downtown and I engage in civic activities. I go foraging. I play with my cat. Sometimes I do arts and crafts. I'm an everything enthusiast. But it all comes down to Magic. What kind of engineering do I do? I used to do mechanical engineering with robotics. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna go hang out with well, say the local furry community, because they're throwing a convention this upcoming week. So does partying, specifically partying with furries, count as a hobby? I feel like it does. $7 for 2 whole chickens. At parties with furries, it's considered a medical necessity. Yeah, my doctor said I have to party with furries for my health. Oh, Declan! I'm gonna have to say, still a maybe on Thursday night, speaking of partying. I imagine we can't bring Snoop Dogg wine, by the way, to a hot tub, because there's usually no glass bottles at hot tubs, right? I'm not talking about playing Magic in hot tubs with folks or anything. No, not in a pool area. Okay, so I'm feeling some cans of Voodoo Ranger. Wine in a sippy cup. Hi, I'm a Magic ambassador and sponsored by Voodoo Ranger. Live rangerously. And I hereby endorse playing Magic the Gathering in a hot tub while drinking beer. In a solo cup, but then it might spill into the hot tub water. How'd you get this many ding-dang counters? Ouchie kabonkles. That Relic Amulet has done more for them than I think I've ever seen a Relic Amulet do. And that's wonderful. All my, all those will be tapped. Still get some damage in on face. Triple sleeve and laminate my deck. Sounds good. Ooh, a think monitor. They get to steal something next turn, too. How can you make the cards less waterproof? Oh, I don't think we're gonna sleeve them at all. Oh my god, this costs 7 mana. I was like, why aren't they replaying it? That checks out. Just you wait. I'm gonna untap and then you'll see. I'm like too afraid of them stealing my Sky Sovereign. I wonder if they'll steal my boots. You gotta rubber band your decks. My boots! They're still attached to Saheeli. Not my boots! This has double hexproof? It does. I'm gonna chump block here because 8 damage is a lot. Oh! That's a time warp. The Royal Scions. They can give trample. Or they just draw and discard. I mean, I guess I don't have any blockers. They have 1, 2, 3 mana. Leaving the sharks back. Keeping them out of the shark tank. How much damage would it have been? Would have been 8, 9, 10 more. Okay, so I still would have been at 5. Sky Sovereign. Boop. Was that the Rowan help? Girl, help! Will, you're so pathetic. Fun fact, Will is voiced by the same guy who played Pippin in the Lord of the Rings movies. The One Ring. Hello, yes. One card, please. Ooh, look at all these. I got some big old boys out here. Protection, protect me! Quickly, until orbs happen! Okay, Chandra. I no longer have boots, so I can't give Saheeli haste. If they, for example, -3. I could also just -2 and kill Saheeli. That way, Chandra would not be dead to the Sky Sovereign attack. I lose 1 life. But I gain so much more. I'm going to draw 2 cards. This is the only creature I have that would crew that without going in too hard. You 9. I technically put the boots back into my hand. That's not my preferred maneuver here. I'm trying to encourage them to double block this dude. Okay. I will play Orb. Because that still gives me access to these. Okay. Emery. They have to let me draw Emery. I can give Trample to something. Royal Scions, again, has that ability. Master of Winds! It's a wizard! Can't also counter something else. Draw 2 and then discard. It's a weird card. Give that haste. I think we have to be holding Memory Lapse Otawara. A Callous Dismissal! Gets them a 1/1. Lets you become a 5/1. I can still get rid of my blocker using this Relic Amulet, which again has gone wild for them. And I love that. Didn't choose to make the Master of Winds into a 5/1 and give it haste. Otawara! Not dead yet. So that's 10, 11, 12 potential damage. I'm not dead yet. Let's get in there. Oh, I'm lethal to the burden? No, I'm not. Oh, I am? Oh, for some reason I thought I was only at 1. I was at 2. I was looking at my Palantir of Orthanc. That was a fun game, though. GG, Royal Scions! Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you liked seeing me copy all of these sweet cards. I think Saheeli's a really fun commander. I like that she only costs 2 to play, so you can get her out early, even though she dies easily and frequently. It's a lot of fun, though, because there's so many great other artifact-related cards, like Emery and Joyra. You can still do so many great things in this deck. I think that Saheeli is a card that I'd like to see more in the queue, just because it's an interesting and unique design, and hopefully this will get more people to play it. If you're looking for my deck list, it's in the description of the video, and if there's a deck you'd like to suggest, or if you just want to leave a comment to say hi, please just let me know. Comment section. I always look to see what people are suggesting as decks for me to brew, and then I put them to a poll on my channel so we can decide what kind of decks we're going to make. So, thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day!